very important when learning the language that you have a sense of humour, so let's just watch this, with apologies to Inga.
Das hier ist mein Sektor. Das hier ist das wichtigste Gerät des Überlebens. Ja.
Hello? This is the German Coast Guard. What are you thinking about?
Yeah, nice. Sorry, Inga. I love that one. Okay, so thank you. Thanks for that. All right. Remember we started off by saying, if I find my notes, here we go. During these 6 sessions together, we want to look at ourselves, our language learning personality, and also we need ideas. You know, it surprises me how few ideas people have. You know, they've given up so much and come so far, but have so few ideas. And so this afternoon we want to think about learning strategies. Actually, what's interesting is I find everyone has some ideas on how to learn language, but the problem is, are they the best? And as I go around helping language learners, I sort of sift their ideas. You know, well, Stephen, that's a great idea. Keep doing it. Well, Bob, pretty dumb. I suggest you stop doing that right now. Okay? And so we're going to think about, rather you're going to think about, it's over to you in a couple of minutes, strategies, memory strategies, how to get the language in, and then also communication strategies, how to get it out. Okay? So because all of you have learnt languages before, you must have some ideas. All right? And so what I want you to do in your tables is to write down as many ideas on how to get it in, how to memorize it, get into long-term memory, and ideas how to get it out, how to practice it, how to communicate it. Okay, you've got about 10 minutes together and think up some ideas and we'll share them in a few minutes. Over to you. Okay, sounds like you've got a lot of good ideas. All right, let's start with this table. Come up with one in strategy, one memorization strategy. Oh, flashcards. Never thought of that one. Isn't that imaginative? Yeah. And it's a good idea, isn't it? You know. Something like this. The target language, the language you're learning one side, and the English the other, right? Is there a better way?
The computer. A picture.
Ah, a picture. Why is that? Why would it be better to have a picture one side rather than the English?
And it's not direct translation.
It's not using translation, yeah. And what else? Which side of the brain pictures images? Try the other.
Right.
Yeah, you got it right in 2. And the problem with language learning is we overuse the left side. We go through vocabulary lists, Hong, red, Liu, green in Chinese. And what we want to do is to think as many ways as using our right side of the brain and the left side of the brain together. That's better learning, all right? So here are these cards. Where can you get these pictures from? The answer to your every need? Whereabouts on the internet? Google Images. Yes, you type in APPLE and out come several million apples, half which you couldn't use, but at long last you find one and you print it out. And then you print it out, and then the other side you write the target language. Anything else you could do with these? What do some people also like to include on the back? Not just the word. The pronunciation. Yes, a sentence. Put the word in a sentence. Is seeing it in context. Is again better way of getting it in long-term memory. So the picture, the word in the language you're learning, plus a sentence example. Good. Now, if you're like these old missionaries, you see, here's lesson 1, and then there's lesson 2, and then there's lesson 3, and in their study room, gradually as they go through the textbooks, comes filled up with all these cards. And as the cards pile up, so does the guilt, because the dust is collecting, and they know they haven't looked at them. What are some things we could do with these cards? You see, because the thing is, I'm now on lesson 25, and eventually the guilt got too much. So I got out lesson 1, and I started going through, but I already know these in lesson 1. I'm wasting my time. Well, what are some good ways to play with your flashcards to make it fun?
What's the marks?
So, okay. Yeah? Yes? Yeah, we made sentences. Make it. It's got to be fun. It doesn't sound fun.
Mix them all up so that you have words from lesson 26 and then words from lesson 1, and mix them all together and do different things.
Yeah. What are the different things?
Make sentences. Make
Well,
questions.
come. Let's make it a bit more fun. Have some games.
Well, like taboo, or if you're playing with the group,
Spell it out.
you have to describe the word and the people have to guess it.
Oh, okay. That's a little difficult in the early days. Like if I was trying to describe an apple, I wouldn't have the vocabulary to do that in the early days. I'm thinking more in the early days. I think you're quoting a certain textbook. You've been to a friend's party, all right? And in comes someone with a tray with 20 objects on it. You've got 1 minute to look at the objects on the tray, memorize them, and then they cover them up. And you have to write down what are those 20 objects, right? And see who gets the most. That's a great way to get the vocabulary in your mind. Get 20 flashcards out, 20 of these out, random, okay? And then see how, put them on and see how many. Especially you need games for the whole family, all right? Husband and wife, not argue, don't argue over the game. But games for the family. Why is that helpful, something like that? What are you doing more when you have it on the tray and you focus and you try and memorize rather than just going through boat, apple, apple? Why is it better? What are you doing that's going to make it more effective learning?
I think it's that you're having fun and you're approaching it from a different reason to
Right.
the word.
Yeah, it's fun, so you're enjoying language. You've got to, once you lose the joy, brothers and sisters, you're in trouble. Okay, you're in trouble. Once it gets boring, you're in trouble. You've got to keep the joy.
You're trying to develop an association that leads to a reflex, so that you're associating this picture with this vocabulary.
Yes.
So that it becomes second nature.
Yes.
That practice, that repetition of the association of the image with the vocabulary word, you're starting to develop a reflex.
Yes. And actually, that's what we're doing in language, that we're trying to get that reflex as quickly as possible. Every OC, I challenge people who are clever at writing computer games. What I want is, you know how you can buy some of these games where bombs are going towards the battleship and you have to destroy the bomb before it gets there, all right? Now, what I want you to design, it hasn't come out yet, is those bombs are words in the language you're learning. And you have to type in the English or the whatever your whatever your language is, to destroy the bomb before it gets there, okay? And that these bombs go at different speeds. To begin with, they go slowly, so you've got more time. But then gradually you can speed up, so the reflex gets quicker. Yeah, good. There's another reason why something like that party game is a good idea. There's a guy called Stevick, he wrote a book, Memory, Meaning and Method, and he says, what we have to do is to invest mental energy on focusing on these words. The problem again through going through vocabulary lists is we're not focusing, we're not investing mental energy. But by focusing on those cards on the tray and trying hard to remember them, because I want to do better than my wife this time, okay? You're investing mental energy. Some other games. More games. No games. It's got to be fun.
Give yourself a chocolate for
12. That's the reward. Yes. All right. What about this? You know how you have a whole pile of cards, and there's 2 of each card, matching pairs. Yeah. So you have 2 sets of the vocabulary you've learnt, and you have to remember. You turn them over, and when you turn them over, you have to say the word. All right. And then you have to remember. So if you match the pair, you have to say the word. If you can't say the word, then it's not yours. It's the other person's. Okay. Again, you're focusing on these words. More games.
Well, even like snakes and ladders,
Uh-huh.
where you roll the dice, and whatever the dice, that you have to say that number when it comes up on the dice.
Oh, as numbers. Yeah, okay. Let me give you numbers are very important. Let me show you this idea. It's a great idea of mine. I won't charge extra for telling you. Okay? What you do is, in your pocket, you have 9 $1 coins and 9 $10 coins, you see? And while you're waiting for the bus, you go, 1, 2, 3, 4, lock, you see, to 9, and then 11, 12, 13, you see, and you stand there counting, because numbers are very important. You want to get that reflex action with the numbers as early as possible. Shopping, telling the time, the date, hymn numbers in church. And so stand there while nothing to do, just play with these and say the number. Just check who's standing near you at the bus stop, sort of thing. They might think, this poor guy hasn't got much money, has he? All he can do is sit there counting his few coins, or something like that. But, doing this regularly, you're going to get the numbers quickly, get them reflex. Yeah, so numbers are good. Let's think of another game. Oh, I know. Again, a game for all the family. Husband or wife names a topic, say breakfast. And then you go in turn, seeing how many words you can say related to breakfast. One says bread, the other says marmalade, if it's in the language. Another says knife, another says coffee, and then sugar. See what I mean? Again, that challenge to think, oh, how many can I remember? You're focusing on it, okay? Any other games? Yeah, come on, please.
Yes, you could put the names of the things of your flat on little pages. For example, cupboard or chair
Yes.
or table. And then you give all those little papers to a person when he puts it on the right
Oh,
thing or on the right knife. That this is a knife.
right. Oh, I see.
Yes, the more you put right in the room,
Oh, I like that.
the more you get it right.
So you give them these labels in the language you're learning, like Khmer, and then they have to go around the house and for table and for chair put it on. That's a nice game. Yeah. Get a few games together, you see, and play them after evening meal. Especially husbands and wives sort of thing. Something like that. Just play a game. Anything else?
I was thinking even with kids,
Yes.
going and buying some very basic kids books, if you can, because I've seen in Thailand you can get very like sets of readers. So maybe if you get to listen 26, then you can get a kids book and maybe try reading that to yourself first.
Okay, all right. Let's just come on to this. Good strategies used at the wrong time become a poor strategy. The problem with books for local people is they're often not suitable for us until we've got to a reasonable level in the language. This is the problem. That's why we need textbooks written for us, okay? And one example I use is, supposing there's a kid's book about animals, and they trip to the zoo, hippopotamus, giraffe, tiger. These are words that we don't need in the early days. We need, words we need is cockroach, mosquito, you know what I mean? Snakes, yeah, right. So often kids, it's a good idea, but just hang in there for a little while and bring those in later on, probably in your second year, or if you're doing a difficult language like Japanese or Chinese, probably not until the third year. Okay. All right, so flashcards, all right? One thing, though, the problem with all these flashcards is that I've said, after this we'll move on to another table, is, all right, they're all piling up here, all right? And missionaries being missionaries, they put so much sweat and toil into these that they can't ever throw them away. And so they move house, and they take them with them, and they move house until they come to retirement. And I remember this old missionary was just about to leave and came to me and said, Martin, here are my flashcards, obviously done years ago. You can give them to a new missionary when they arrive. Is that a good idea?
No.
I checked the time of their flight, and when I knew they were safely on the plane, I threw them away. Yeah, yeah. Part of the investment of energy is producing them. But the problem is, here's lesson 1 all piled up, here's lesson 2, but you already know 100% of lesson 1, 90% of lesson 2, you see. So you want to focus your energies on the ones you can't remember. How can you do that? What systems?
Pull them out. If you know the word then, or that picture.
You pull them out. Is there a system? Those who did Hebrew or Greek or something like that? Anyone? No? We need to be thankful to a German Dr. Leitner. Okay? Mr. Dr. Sebastian Leitner's memory box. What he did is he worked out scientifically the intervals, what's called, I think, a memory curve or something like that, or forgetting curve, although I think for some people here it might be slightly faster. Spaced review is calling it, how you space out review. I'm going to explain this, but this is not accurate, but it's just easier to understand, all right? What I'm going to say actually doesn't quite match this, but if you'll forgive me. What you do is that you take the vocabulary cards for lesson 1 and you put them in the first box, okay? Now you're on to lesson 2. And before you put those cards into the box, you take out the ones in box 1 and you go through them, and the ones you remember go back up to space 2. The ones you forget stay here with the present lesson you're learning, okay? Then you go on to the next lesson. Let's call it lesson 3. Firstly, you check those in box 2, and the ones you remember go back to 3. The ones you forget come all the way back to box 1, and you put in there those from lesson 3. Now you're on to lesson 4, so you check these and they go back. The ones you don't remember at any time always come back to the first box. And then you check these, and the ones you remember go back a space, and then the ones you don't remember here come back, and then you put in lesson 4. In other words, what it's forcing you to do is to focus on the ones you don't remember. And the ones that you have remembered, because they've got to number 5, you then throw them away. Okay? Now, I did it lesson by lesson just because it's easier to understand. But what's there these times? And if you're interested, look at this, supermemo.com, www.supermemo.com has an article on this algorithm, or whatever it's called, scientifically working out the space that you need to review. Sorry, come in, Tina.
So, if you're learning new vocabulary with every lesson, then how much new vocabulary should a person take on every day? Because I've heard the number like 5 new words a day.
Okay, all right, if I could use my series, I'm not saying it's scientifically accurate,
Yes.
but there's 40 new words in a lesson, and a lesson takes roughly three days.
Okay.
So that's giving you something like 15 words a day.
Okay.
Something like that. Okay. Good. Any questions on this? If you go to Google and type in Leitner memory box, it'll take you around probably to Wikipedia. Okay, that's flashcards. Okay, now let's move on. This table, come up with an idea.
We talked about using tags, so either physical tags like labeling things around,
Tags, yeah, labels, yes.
or mental tags like associating a word with something that will trigger us.
Yes, give an example. In Chinese means No, nothing, not. Mayo. Oh, mayonnaise. So I thought you were saying Chinese mayo. Yes. Oh, that's how I remember it. Mayo, mayonnaise. I don't have any mayonnaise. Yeah, okay. Or say Mary. Suppose this person's name is Mary, and to try and remember people on OC, every time I see her standing next to a crib in my mind, you know, and Mary, that sort of association. Any other associations? Any other examples you can give that you've learned, used in a language you've studied before?
In Finnish,
Yes?
Dalo is house.
Yes.
And in Chinese, Dalo is like a
Oh, okay. Dalo, yes. That association. In Chinese, the word, someone else told me this, the word for head is toe, right at the other end of the body, toe. Okay? Yeah, I know. Okay, yes. Labels, either visual ones or on objects all around the house, yep, or mental ones. Good. Come up with an idea here. Shopping.
Or writing
I
out
don't
your
like
shopping
shopping.
list.
Sorry?
Writing out your shopping list in the right.
Oh, I see. Oh, now that's, yeah. Write out your shopping list in the local, okay? I'm going to say ladies, I have to be careful with. Sorry, go on. Oh, yeah, umbrellas, yes. You're getting right. Yeah, writing out the shop. I like that idea. Write out your shopping list in the local language.
And then when you go to the place and you don't remember what you wrote down, you can just point to it and they'll tell you where to find that.
Yes, people going to Japan, China, Taiwan would have a slight problem with that, although you could write it in Chinese characters. Yeah, I like that. Okay, here, give us an idea.
Well, maybe a little bit later on, listening to music or watching movies, something that you enjoy.
Yes, that is probably much later on. Even songs, normally the words of songs are not everyday language. You think of hymns we sing on Sunday and that, and movies as well. What about children's cartoons on the television?
That's great.
No, it's not. Why not? You don't look happy.
Slang or
Yeah, killing, you know what I mean? Bombing and killing. I don't think missionaries should be learning that in the early days anyway. And often they're talking very fast. They're talking very fast. Yeah. Sorry?
They make funny voices.
Yeah, funny voices, yes. Children's cartoons, no.
The other thing too is when I watch somebody speak, I'm also seeing what their mouth and their face is doing when they produce the sound. But you can't see that with cartoons.
No, okay, yeah, that's true. So we've decided cartoons are out. Okay, good. Right, come around with another idea.
There's many things that you can put in your iPod.
Yes.
Every time you see a word or a character, you don't know, look it up.
Yes. Great. Yeah.
Same things as flashcards.
Like flashcards. While you're waiting for the bus or on the bus, you just get it out. Yeah. Have others used iPods in this?
Using something like a recording, so you record the lesson from your language helper and then while you're reading.
You just play it back? Yep.
We're very fortunate in Thai. There's this app that actually is a talking Thai English dictionary.
Oh, really? The DJ talk? Good. For China, pleco.com is excellent, isn't it? Yeah, pleco.com.
How do you spell that?
Pleco. And also in China, oh dear, out of Shanghai. What's it called?
I think it's like Chinese, which I'm downloaded, but it's another one.
No, there's another one. Yeah, okay, yeah. In China, you've got lots of stuff. Okay, good. Where were we? Is this table, or was it you who just came up?
I just found a software for that box thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's free.
How did you get to that? Did you just type in Google something?
I just typed it on their memory box. The first link.
Oh, okay.
It's open source software. It supports UTF.
Oh, okay, that's good. Okay. Then you can put your own flashcards in. If you can get a software where you can import pictures into your flashcards, that would be better. That would be better.
That sounds like Thai.
Another idea here. Oh, was that your idea? Who was the software person? No. Come up with an idea, another idea for getting it in, then we'll move on to getting it out.
Oh, getting it in. Well, you know, if you have recorded enough things on your MP3 or whatever it is, just put the headphones on and soak it in.
Yeah, soak it in. That's good. Yeah, no, you've got to soak it in. Yeah, okay. Some it doesn't soak quite so well as others. But yeah, listening to stuff. Mm-hmm.
When I lived in Germany, I learned words by seeing them written out on products. When I would go to the grocery store,
Oh, okay.
I would learn the word, and then
Right.
I would just try speaking it and get told if I was doing it
Oh, okay.
right or incorrect.
Good. Those who go into languages where is complex writing systems can't benefit from that quite so much. Mhm. One thing I said we had about what's called semantic mapping, that we said someone throws out a topic and then other people throw out the words. You can do it by drawing, for instance. Well, let's still use breakfast. It goes something like this: breakfast, and then you start thinking, oh yeah, knife, fork, spoon, or if you want to, chopsticks. Okay, and then egg, bacon, whatever it is, sausage, and then bread, jam, something like that, and try and think up how many words you can. So each day maybe just take a topic and see how many words you can draw, how you can link to that. Mm-hmm. One more that I got here. Oh, do drawings, say place prepositions. If you don't have to be good at drawing. For instance, to learn the prepositions, the place prepositions, draw a house, and then he is by the side of the house, he is on the house, you know, he's behind the house, etc., etc. Also, drawings of emotions, okay? They're often helpful just to sit there. Once I went to an OMFers home, one of our language students, I needed to use their bathroom, and on the wall were pages from my lovely textbook, all over the wall. I thought, no respect in this mission. You know, there's using my textbook to decorate the toilet, sort of thing. And I realized it was a good idea. They weren't wasting a minute, you know what I mean? While they're sitting there, they're going through. And also you can do that with your listening and that sort of thing. So have something ready for the bathroom, okay? Don't waste the time.